Okay, flip it then.
Now it's facing you.
Am I live?
We are live.
Okay. Done then. Put it down then.
Give me one. You can set me through the recording. It is. There we go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome aboard the amazing Carnival celebration. This is Carnival's new flagship here, obviously built in the amazing port in Finland. The ship is ready to go. It's sailed here over the last few days, here to Southampton in cold, breezy, and very wet Southampton, Hampshire in the United Kingdom, ready for its 14-night transatlantic inaugural cruise. Now, this is a Q&A, so please ask any questions if you have any. And if you do not have any, then that's okay. But that's okay. We are here on the back of deck 8, I believe, which is where the watering hole bar is. We're here to sort of film this, have a little chat, talk about the ship, and get ready for sail away. So you'll see behind me the pool and everything like that. That's the back of the ship. And soon enough, you will see movement because we are about to sail away from Southampton on this 14-day voyage, transatlantic to Miami. And in Miami, awaiting us is the brand new Terminal F, terminal that was built specifically for this ship, because this ship is powered completely by LNG, which is liquid nitrogen gas, and that means that the terminal needs to be ready for a ship that can handle that. So, brand new terminal for a brand new ship. We'll be sailing in there in 14 days' time. But let's not talk about 14 days' time, let's talk about today. We are here in Southampton. We're about to sail away. So let me tell you about what's happened so far today. So we arrived at the terminal ready to board the ship. It was a little bit of a stress at the start because there was a maritime inspection of the ship and the Coast Guard inspection of the ship as well, which meant that we had a lot of waiting because we were not allowed to start boarding until the inspection was complete. Now this did lead to the arrivals hall in the terminal being very full of people, to the point that they stopped letting people into the terminal, and that led to a lot of people waiting outside in the cold and rain of England, which we're used to, but I know a lot of you American folk are not so used to standing out in the rain. But that's okay. Everyone got in and everybody is on board now. We've just had the sail away party start on the Lido deck with Lee Mason, our cruise director, leading the charge with some great music, some great entertainment, and the Fun Squad are all out in force to make sure that everybody's having an amazing vacation. And you'll see, we're starting the time off right with a nice fun ship special. So, if anyone has any questions they'd like to ask about the Carnival celebration, about the itinerary, or anything like that, please go ahead in the chat. I know that this wasn't advertised in advance, this Q&A, so I don't imagine a huge amount of questions, but I'm hoping that you will enjoy the video if you watch it as a catch-up as well. On this ship, there are so many new innovations. If you've been on Carnival Mardi Gras, then a lot of the ship will be very familiar, but there are some new things. Mardi Gras is themed very much around Mardi Gras and Carnival. There's a lot of New Orleans-inspired areas like Emerald's Bistro, the Fortune Teller Bar, for example. But here on board the Carnival celebration, the theming is about Miami. It's about its home port and its destination, the headquarters of Carnival Cruise Line. We have 820 Biscayne, we have Miami Slice Pizza, there's obviously the Emerald's Bistro at 1397. We've got lots of cool things aboard this ship, and we've had time to explore it very, very briefly as we walked around the ship today and saw exactly where we were going to enjoy the next 14 days. Some highlights here, I would absolutely say is the Fortune Teller, sorry, not the Fortune Teller, but the Golden Jubilee Bar, which is a very Art Deco style bar, very inspired by Joe Farkas and his amazing art style that he's used on many of the ships on the Carnival fleet in the previous years. And the bar is stunning. It's got a unique menu, which is very diverse. There's lots of different options of different cocktails from around the globe. Lots of different options, as I say, that you just don't see anywhere else, which is great. There's a complete to scale model of the Carnival celebration just outside the bar, which is so detailed we couldn't stop looking at it. It was really, really interesting, and you'll see some pictures of that in coming vlogs. You'll also see how amazing it was to see the absolute the cruise coins that are in the floor outside there, a coin for every ship in Carnival Cruise Line's fleet. There's also some dioramas there around all of the different decades that Carnival has been around, from the 1970s up to today, as we celebrate Carnival's 50th anniversary here aboard these amazing fun ships. In the coming days, we are going to be travelling, as I say, on a 14-day voyage. We're going to be travelling first to La Coruna in Spain. This is part of Galicia, which is a region of Spain which is well known for its amazing food and amazing wines. La Coruna is the gateway to a place called Santiago de Compostela, which is a medieval town which has an amazing cathedral. It's part of the Camino, which is a trail that pilgrims used to travel, and still do to this day, from one part of Europe to another. It takes 18 days to travel the entire route of the pilgrimage, and people do this all the time. Sometimes it takes even longer because obviously people want to stop, rest, and recuperate. We're going to go there on that day. That will be on Tuesday when we go to La Coruna. The next day, in Wednesday, we're going to be in Vigo in Spain. Now, Vigo is known as sort of the rainforest of Spain. Reason for this is it's a very much a damper climate. It's very green. It's also very cool, so it's not used to the hot temperatures that you usually get in Spain. It's got a lot of different climates. It's very cool, and it's known as sort of the Spanish person in Spain, if that makes sense. It's not a tourist town necessarily. It's a place that is very Spanish in its orientation. So we're looking forward to that one, and we're going to have a little wander around. We're also going to Funchal, Madeira, Portugal. Now, this is an island belonging to Portugal. It's actually close to Africa. It's near to Morocco, and so the climate is very warm. It's very interesting there, and it's known for its Madeira wine, a very, very fruity wine, which is really tasty. I'm very much looking forward to trying. And then our final port of call is Santa Cruz de Tenerife, which is in the Canary Islands. Now, Canary Islands are a series of islands that are Spanish by nature, but they are their own principality. And this is well known for its bananas. So there's banana plantations all over the island, and we're hoping to try some of the banana liqueur and banana wine while we're there. That'll be absolutely delicious. And then we have 7 days of just traveling at sea on that transatlantic crossing straight across to Miami, Florida. Now, our plan, I don't know what everybody else's plan is on the ship, but our plan is we're going to then drive to Orlando and experience Disney World for a week, and you'll be able to see those vlogs as well on this channel. So hopefully you won't get too bored of the non-cruise content, because there will be lots of content coming. Now, I've got a question here about what sort of food is available on the ship. So there is lots of food available on the ship. The first thing we did when we got on board was actually go to the top of the ship and work our way down, exploring the ship deck by deck. And every time we stopped at a food place, we'd have to have a sample. So we went to Guy's Burgers. We were the first people, well, some of the first people to get to Guy's Burgers. They cooked a fresh batch, the first batch, in fact, for us, and we had an amazing time watching them put the meat on the grill, crush it, and get it all prepared for us, and they were delicious burgers. We tried the Shack's Big Chicken. We had chicken strips, and their amazing slaw, which was really, really nice. Street Eats is absolutely brilliant. Today they had a sort of a beef kebabs, they had char siu pork buns, and they had loaded fries, which were chili cheese dog fries. Not very healthy, but very delicious. The Lido, the buffet, was full of lots of amazing food there. There was, just to name a few, they had a hot dog stand, they had some shawarma, they had some pecan crusted fish, lots of different options for every taste, and they even have a nice little gelato station that does gelatos and cheesecakes and things like that. So there is something for everyone, and that was really great. There's also obviously Miami Slice, which is the pizza bar on board. Now, we've been on a lot of Carnival cruises, we are Platinum Cruisers here, and this is the first time I've been blown away by the pizza. They did say in advance on John Heald's Facebook page that the pizza recipe here on board was different, and it's new for the Miami Slice. It's a more of a Miami style pizza, and it absolutely is true. The pepperoni itself, in fact, was peppered, it was delicious. The pizza was mouth-watering, it's absolutely delicious, so please check it out if you are on board. As well, next to that is the deli, which is called the Deco Deli. Everything is Art Deco on board. And the Deco Deli offers an amazing range of different sandwiches and wraps and things like that. All of them looked absolutely amazing, but we were absolutely stuffed, so we haven't tried that yet. It's only day one, and we've already eaten our body weight in snacks, so we're looking forward to that. Now, as well as those options, there are obviously the main dining rooms, Festival and Carnival. They were named after the two first ships that Carnival commissioned. Now, some of you might think, well, Mardi Gras was the first ship that they had in Carnival's fleet. Yes, that is true. But Carnival bought that ship from another cruise line. Festival and Carnival were the first two ships actually commissioned by Carnival Cruise Line and built for the line. So they are the fun ships. And there's a lot of references to them throughout the ship. So those are the main dining rooms. There's also Cucina del Capitano, which, as you know, in other ships is a specialty dining restaurant. But for at least for the inaugural season here on Carnival Celebration, Cucina del Capitano is a free of charge restaurant for the entirety of the cruise, as is Chibang. Now, Chibang is a fusion restaurant that offers both Chinese and Mexican dishes. During the day at lunchtime, they offer noodle bowls and burrito bowls, and in the evening, it's a full Chinese and Mexican menu. This is also free of charge in the inaugural season. Excuse me. Also on board, there are the typical specialty restaurants of Fahrenheit 555 Steakhouse, which is an amazing steakhouse. Lots of options. Do be aware the price has literally just risen this week. It is now a little bit more expensive. I think it's about $6 more expensive per person, but it's still absolutely a steal compared to a steakhouse of that quality on land. So please do check it out. It's an amazing menu, great wine list, and if you want your special occasion with a loved one, maybe it's a date night, a honeymoon, or just something just to treat yourself, absolutely perfect to do that. Also on board we have Emerald's Bistro. This is like a New Orleans French-inspired sort of Cajun restaurant. There's lots of things from po' boys for breakfast to full Louisiana-style Cajun food at night. It's absolutely stunning, and you pay by a dish at this point. It's not cover charge, so you can have as much or as you want. They have small plates, bigger plates, desserts, and a full drinks menu as well. As well as that, on board we do have bonsai sushi and of course bonsai teppanyaki, which is new to the bigger ships. Bonsai sushi is on most of the fleet now, as it was installed during the Fun Ship 2.0 series, but the bonsai teppanyaki is quite new. If you've never had teppanyaki before, I absolutely urge you to try it at least once. It's dinner and a show. Your chef will perform for you, and there's jokes. It's a great time, especially if you're in a big group and you can have an entire teppanyaki table to yourself. It's really an experience to enjoy for you and your family, so please do enjoy that. I've probably missed out some options for food because there is literally so much to eat on board this ship. You will not be disappointed, and there are so many options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Obviously on the sea days, which we're going to have many of during this transatlantic, there's also the sea day brunch. Now the menu has been a little bit reduced over the past couple of weeks, but there are still some amazing classics on this menu, so please do enjoy that. Drinks as well. I've had a question coming about drinks. How are the drinks on board? Well, there are multiple bars. My favourite bar so far is the Golden Jubilee. It's got very, very much an Art Deco style. It feels like you're sitting in Bugsy Malone. It's beautiful golds, beautiful colours, and it's a really nice place to be. Other than that though, there are many other bars. There's the Aquaria Bar, which overlooks Carnival's Celebration Central Zone. Now this is the area that's above our sort of central stage, where they do sort of the circus style performances and some of the other trivias and things like that. But Aquaria Bar is beautiful. It's themed around the water, the ocean, and the fish and things like that. Lots of lovely colours, and it's a really nice place to be, especially if you're kind of trying to catch one of the shows or you're just wanting somewhere to sit. As well, there's Latitudes. Latitudes is a great bar. It's themed around a train station, very much like Grand Central Station. What you'll have there is you will see there are sort of the clapper boards that change when new trains come in. Very old school, but it's very cool theming. I love it. The chairs also have embroidered destinations embroidered into them, which is really, really cool. Gives you a very good feel about being on a voyage, which is really nice. Other bars aboard, we have the traditional favourite, the Alchemy Bar. I think that's pretty much everyone's favourite aboard Carnival ships, where you have your famous mixologists making you your absolute prescription that you need. And there's always specials of the day. As you see behind us, we're seeing another ship sail away. That is P&O Arcadia. That's sailing away. Arcadia is one of P&O's ships that is completely adults only. So if you hate children, that is the ship to be on. Arcadia and Azura, both the P&O ships that sail completely adults only. And P&O, as some of you may know, is the British brand owned by Carnival Group. So one wave to Arcadia. They're off to, I believe, the Canary Islands. So lovely for them. We'll be seeing them in a few days. But yeah, as I was saying, drinks. We've mentioned the Alchemy Bar. There's also 820 Biscayne is one of the new zones aboard Carnival Celebration, and it's really coming back to the area of Miami where the ship is really, really rooted. And there we were able to try some unique cocktails, which I'll show you a picture of later on, one of which was called the Flamingo. Flamingos are themed throughout this ship because flamingos are apparently the icon of Miami, which is great because we love flamingos. We had the Flamingo, I had an Ocean Drive cocktail, and we also tried a very coffee-based sort of espresso martini style drink. Very, very strong cocktails and very, very tasty, so they were really, really good. Other bars aboard, you'll have the normal sort of the bar in the lobby. There's also, I'm trying to think of the names of the bars now. Obviously the bar in the casino, there's the watering hole, and of course you have the bar in Guy's Pig and Anchor Smokehouse, which offers lots of beers, including the Carnival owned parched pig beers. And they do actually brew them on board. We have an onboard brewery, so there's lots of options here for drinks. If you're not an alcohol drinker though, do not despair. There are many drinks dispensers throughout the ship where you can get iced tea, lemonade and water, as well as coffee and hot chocolate. And of course we have the amazing Jar Blue Cafe, which offers a range of barista style beverages from your lattes, your cappuccinos, to spiked coffees, and even milkshakes and smoothies as well. So there's lots of options for every single taste aboard here for drinks and for food, so you will not be lacking. Now, I've been really impressed by Carnival Celebration. I've travelled on P&O's Iona, which is the same ship on the outside, same class of ship, and it feels completely different. Iona felt very disparate, like lots of the locations were very separate, and there was lots of empty space, whereas Carnival Celebration really makes use of its space. There's venues everywhere, there's always something to do, and people are spread out enough around the ship that it doesn't feel crowded. There are 5,000 people on board this ship right now, and as you can see, the areas are not very busy. People are spread out well. They're making really good use of their space. So if you are somebody who's always thought, oh, I don't really like the idea of one of the big ships, it's just going to be too crowded, please do not be afraid of that. The crowds are spread out. They've done a very good job, and this is why a lot of the specialty dining restaurants are free of charge. They're trying to spread people out throughout different dining rooms so that there isn't crowding, and it's done really, really well. Guest services is split as you would expect to have a special line for people who are diamond, platinum or suite guests, and this is done really well as well. They've implemented virtual queuing for guest services as well, so if it's really busy, you can queue up and then get told to turn up at your allotted time. So there's lots of use of the Carnival Hub app, and I will go into the Carnival Hub app in later detail in one of my vlogs in the next couple of weeks. So that's really good. Oh, I've just got a message from Gail Harper who says that her friend is on board. So hi Gail, I hope your friend's having a lovely time. I'm sure we obviously are, so I'm sure that your friend is having a lovely time as well. And having a great cruise. We haven't left Southampton yet, so I feel like we've been on here forever because we've been on. We got on very early on an inaugural cruise. We were able to get on board. We were on board at 12:30 today. Our arrival time at the port was 11:30, so that was really good. We were only an hour, and we got on board and we're eating our guys' burgers before 1 o'clock. Really good, and it was really nice to be able to go straight to our stateroom where our bags were waiting already. They were very efficient. The port staff have been absolutely amazing here in Southampton. Obviously, it's a new port for Carnival. However, Carnival UK, who operate P&O and Cunard, they operate this terminal day in, day out, and this is the home terminal for Iona, because similar to Terminal F in Miami, this is the terminal that has been built for LNG powered ships like Iona and Celebration and Mardi Gras, and they are very efficient, they're very good at what they do, and we were on board very quickly. Got our bags, able to chill out, it was really nice. We got completely unpacked, everything hung up in the wardrobes by 1 o'clock, so really, really, really good, and thank you very much to Intercruisers, who are the port-based staff here at the Ocean Terminal in Southampton. Hi to Charles Barrow, he's just sent a message saying hi. Hi, nice to see you here, I'm glad you're watching the video. If you have any questions, please do let us know. As you can see, I'm coughing quite a bit because I obviously need more of my cocktail, so I'm going to have a little sip. But yes, people are asking sort of where we are on the ship. This is the rear, or the aft of Deck 8. To my right here is the watering hole, which is a nice bar. It's not open at the moment, Some of the bigger bars are open at the moment. This will open later in the cruise, I am sure. But at the moment, this is the aft pool. There's quite a lot of pools on board. One of my favourite pools is there's an infinity pool at the rear of the ship, so you'll be able to swim in that and look right over the edge, which is beautiful. Hopefully, we'll get some warmer weather later. We are the crazy people that do like to get in our speedos and jump in the hot tubs, even if it's cold. We were on Iona in December through the Christmas markets of Germany. It was very, very cold, but we were still in those hot tubs because we're crazy and British. So yeah, we can handle the cold. We're very used to it. It's quite fun seeing a lot of the Americans from the hotter states, like places like Arizona and things, and they're wrapped up to the nines thinking this is cold, and we're out in t-shirts and shorts because we're very used to this weather. The rain the last couple of days in Southampton, because we arrived a couple of days beforehand, was very high, and a lot of people just skipped going out and stayed in the hotel because it was raining, but we were just like, that's just another day. We're very, very used to it, and it's absolutely fine. So hopefully, if you do come to the UK and sail from here, you will be okay with the weather. We're absolutely fine now. I've just been brought some ice water, isn't that nice? There we are, see? That's why you get assistance. So I've talked about the itinerary on board, I've talked about the food, I've talked about the drinks. Let's talk about the entertainment. So, aboard this ship, we have multiple venues for entertainment. We've got the classics. We have the Limelight Lounge, which is used for things like karaoke and some of the other events as well. We have the Piano Bar 88, where we have Eden as our piano bar entertainer. I haven't met Eden yet. I'm very looking forward to that. We were on Carnival Pride in June, where we had the amazing pianist Tatsu, who was on her first ever cruise as a piano bar entertainer, and she was brilliant. So shout out to Tatsu if you're watching. Hopefully you're not watching, because you should be busy playing piano, rehearsing. But if you've met Tatsu, give me a high five. She's great. Yeah, but here on Celebration we have Eden in the piano bar. We also have the Grand Spectrum Theatre. That's the main show lounge where all of the playlist production shows will be. And there is a brand new playlist production show on board this ship, the first time it's ever been done, called Colour My World, and that's going to be amazing. We also have in the Celebration Central Zone, on the central stage, there are shows that are going to be there, and they are brand new to this ship, including one that is brand new for Celebration. Really looking forward to seeing that and seeing how that goes. Other entertainment as well, we've also got the Punchliner Comedy Club. Now, if you're a comedy fan, and I'm sure you all are, then you'll know that Punchliner Comedy Club delivers the amazing comedy from lots of different comedians, and they have things that are fun for all the family, and they have adults-only comedy as well, if you want things a little bit more risque. Other than that though, there's loads of events going on throughout the ship. There's deck games, there's deck parties, there's theme nights. On a Carnival Journeys cruise like this one, there's also a throwback sea day where we have everything thrown back to the 70s, and there'll be the Hairy Chefs contests and all that kind of jazz. So that's a lot of fun. And you'll get your Carnival fun times as the capers as it was back in the 70s. Back in the days of Mardi Gras, festivals, Carnival, holiday, and obviously the original Carnival celebration. Now, I'm too young to remember those ships, but I'm sure some of you guys have been on those ships and have great memories of those ships in the past. And it's sad to see them go, but it's great to see the names live on in ships like Mardi Gras and Celebration. And coming soon, we have the amazing Carnival Jubilee. Is anybody here sailing on Jubilee on her transatlantic next year? It's a 15-day transatlantic next year. No, sorry, an 18-day transatlantic. And it's going from Southampton to Galveston, Texas, where it will be hopeful. I'm hoping to snag a slot on there, but it is sold out currently, so we'll see. But yeah, that is everything about Carnival Celebration, and I think that's all the questions I've had so far. If you do have any other questions, obviously we're not going to be live forever, but if you do have any other questions that you would like to ask, please do put it in the comments, and I will try and answer them either in the comment section or on one of my future videos. You'll be seeing plenty of videos from me over the next 2 weeks, and from the weeks after as well. So please do enjoy them. I do hope you will like and subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully we will have an amazing time. So I'll see you guys soon, and we will have an amazing time for Voyage.